Benitez.
Hello everybody, welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. We've got a lot of videos to get through here, so we're going to be talking about Rafa Benitez's Q&A at the 9 bar. We're also going to be talking about Lewis Gibson in a separate video, and also how the under-23s got on as well. We've also got a couple more videos planned also after that, some point before the friendly on Saturday. So we're going to be talking about Rafa's Q&A, which was held at the 9 bar. Some very interesting quotes which has come from Rafa Benitez when he held his Q&A. It was a packed house, you know. One of the first questions was, he was answered, going to Asia and America is a nightmare, so our pre-season is going to as planned. So he didn't want to travel too far because he wants to keep it quite close. If you notice, obviously Rafa's been playing in England, he went to Ireland for the training camp, he's going to Germany, so it's not too far, 2 hours maximum. Now, a lot of the talk about today's video is going to be around transfers and what happened, what didn't, because a lot of the talk was around that and the Q&A. So he went on to say that the transfer window is too long. We wanted to do business early. We finished in May. I had my target straight away. I know the frustration of fans. Sometimes it's not there. Sometimes it's not our fault. It's the agents, it's the family, it's the mother and father of the player. So some interesting quotes there. Rafa saying that, look, I had my targets in May, and he wanted to go and get them, and he didn't get them. But we do come back to that. We do come back to that. This is the book of love, by the way. This you're going to say this a lot. Now, you mentioned about the market. Why aren't Newcastle spending big and so on? So Rafa's went on to say, how many players can you buy for 17 million? We're not exactly doing what we want to do because we cannot. The market is crazy. We have to move players out. That means we're losing targets. We've lost our first target. It's not easy. You will not believe the commission, the wages. I cannot attract the players I want. Before I sign a player, I must know they want to come. Jacob Murphy was easy. So some interesting thoughts there about Rafa, what he said about his Q&A. So he's obviously mentioned that you need to get players out. We know this. Rafa's said this the past week. So Newcastle need to trim the squad down. But Rafa wants to bring in his targets, but he's losing his first choice, which means we could be signing potentially second-rate signings. Now, there is a lot of talk of, you could say that Javier Manquillo is a second-rate signing. You could also, some people might see Jacob Murphy is. Florian Lejeun's untested. You know, Christian Atsu is another one we're signing permanently. But, you know, you said that the market, and I work for the brand who pays these daft prices, and you know the inflation of prices with Sky and BT are just crazy at the minute, and Newcastle can't compete because we haven't got the Premier League money. People go out and say, oh, it's Mike Ashley's fault. You need to get your head screwed on a little bit because Newcastle haven't got the money. We've got 7.1 million for winning the championship off TV rights. That is shocking. Newcastle are already in the first, well, the 5 out of 7 games in the Premier League are going to recuperate that straight away. So Newcastle can't compete. Bournemouth are going out and spending 20 odd million on Nathan Ake. Newcastle cannot compete that because we have to be established in the Premier League. I totally get what Rafa's saying there. Now, he's mentioned about his loyalty staying in Newcastle, and he said some interesting things here. One of them will stand out for you. My commitment now is 100%. I had massive offers with China. We need to try our best. I've had conversations with Lee, as in Lee Charney. I wasn't happy at the start of this window. I'm happy now. You have to analyse things properly. We weren't doing things the way I wanted. The August window is killing us. It needs to be shorter. In May, we were ready to sign 4 players, but it didn't happen due to completion. So Rafa's clearly said, look, there's 4 players that he wanted to bring in very early on. He wanted to do his business early. And from what he's just said there, that the board have let him down big time. Now, there was strong rumours going around all the national media papers that Rafa's going to walk out and the board aren't doing the job, and we knew that Rafa wasn't going to walk out. He basically said there, look, he's committed to Newcastle and he's had a massive offer from China to go there. Now, we know Rafa won't go there because his family's settled on the Wirral. However, to turn down probably quadruple your wages, I would have to say, is a big ask, and he's done it and he's stayed with the club and he loves the club as well. He's went on to say that, look, fans need to stop squabbling amongst each other. They need to stick together. Don't criticise during the games. Afterwards is fine, but during the games, get behind the team. Hence, Gallagher flags. Warrior will come into play nicely there with the singing section. Let's get behind the lads as well. He's also was seen in the 9-bar smiling, laughing, joking on. He was talking to fans with like the formations. He was asked about the 4-2-3-1 formation. He said, look, it will change during the season, but he hasn't really give anything away because at the minute he doesn't want to give nothing to the opposition. So he's keeping his cards close to his chest. But really interesting what Rafa's Q&A. There's some interesting ones, and I'm sure all the local media and the national media will pick up on what he said. In particular, the transfers that he didn't get them done early. He doesn't feel like he was backed from what he was saying. The big massive move from the big offer from China, you know, and he's in his first choice signings he can't get because he needs to trim the squad down. So really interesting that. Like, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye bye.